Welcome back to the Tetris tutorial. At this point, we have a reasonably working Tetris game, but I do want to make some refinements. The most important one being that we want to rotate the tetrominos. This is going to involve some math, but it's not too difficult. Let's have a look at all of this. Once more, here we are back in the code editor, and again, I want to work inside of game.py. Number one, to make the rotation work, is we have to look for more input. When we are checking the input, I want to do one more thing. So far, I should comment this better actually. We are checking the horizontal movement. Besides that, I also want to check for rotation. For that though, we are going to need another timer because the player shouldn't be able to rotate it on every single frame of the game. Which means before we are starting any of this, I want to do an if statement. So if not self.timers, and then we are going to create a new timer for, I call this one rotation, or rather rotate. Only if this one is not active should we be able to rotate. Inside of that, we are going to mirror pretty much what we have done for the left key, for example. I want to check if keys, and then the rotate button is going to be the up arrow, so key up. If that is the case, I want to get self.tetromino and then run a rotate method. Also, to mirror this again, I can actually copy it. I want to get the rotate timer and then activate it. That way, we cannot run this continuously. We have to wait for the timer to finish. Now, for all of that, we have to actually create that timer, which means after the horizontal move timer, I want to have a rotate timer. This is going to be a timer, and the time duration for this one we are getting from the settings. There we have rotate wait time. That I want to place in there, and now we should be good to go. That being said though, this rotate method does not exist right now, but we can create it. So let me minimize the game, and then inside of the tetromino, let's put it under a separate comment. I want to have rotate. And this is going to be a rotate method. Needs self and nothing else. And for now, just to check if this is working, I want to print rotate. If I run main.py, I can press up and we get rotate. So that part is certainly working. And if I extend this bit, you can see I pressed it multiple times, it still worked. Which means now we have to figure out how to actually rotate a piece. That is going to be the part where we have to cover some math. Although before I'm starting any of the math, before we do any math, I want to start with an if statement. If self.shape is different from O, only then do I want to do a rotation. Because the O shape isn't going to rotate, it's simply a square. And as a reminder, the shape we are getting as an attribute all the way at the top, or at least we are supposed to. Right now, this self.shape does not exist. But we can create that very easily. All we need is self.shape is going to be shape. Number one, we will need a pivot point. The way you want to think about that one, if I once again draw a grid, and let's say we have a shape like this. This would be the S shape. The pivot point would be the point we are rotating this around. For this particular piece, it would be this block, the one right in the middle. Around this one, if we are rotating 90 degrees, we would create a new piece that would look something like this. I suppose an easier piece to talk about would be the T shape. This one looks like this. This we want to rotate around a certain point. And we could choose any point here. For example, we could rotate this point or this point, but that would give us different results. The one we want to rotate is the actual center. And the best point for that would be this bit. That, if we rotated 90 degrees, would give us this shape. And if we rotated another 90 degrees, we would be getting a shape like this. A similar thing we have to do for all of the pieces. We always have to find the center, which is going to be the pivot point. Now, I am going to make this much easier. Because if you look at settings, there you can find the positions. And in there, you also see that we always start with 0 and 0. This is always the first entry. And I have designed the shape in such a way that this is always going to be the pivot point. For example, for a T shape, 0 and 0 would be this point. That makes our life significantly easier. All we have to get is let's call it a pivot position. And this we are getting from self.blocks. And on there, we want to get the first block. Remember, self.blocks is simply a list. From this block, we want to get the position. Once we have that, number 2, we want to get new block positions. This I want to store in a new variable. Let's call it the new block positions. To create that, I will use list comprehension. I want block for block in self.blocks. Once again, we are doing something for every block inside of self.blocks. The thing that I want to do is to rotate this particular piece. And I want to rotate it around the pivot position, the one we have just created. This rotate does not exist right now, but we can create it. This happens inside of the block. All the way at the top, I want to create a rotate method. This one needs self and then a pivot position. Inside of this method, we are now going to need a bit of math. And once again, I want to draw a few lines to illustrate what is going to happen. Let's say I have a single block here, and I want to rotate that one around this pivot position. There are a couple of steps we have to go through. Number 1, we will need the distance from our current block to the pivot point. Let's call this point the distance. And this we are getting from self.pos, so the current position of the block. And from that, I want to subtract the pivot position. This distance I then have to rotate. Basically meaning I want to rotate this arrow by 90 degrees. For that sort of purpose, and I want to store it inside of a new variable, let's call it rotated. All we have to do is get the distance and then rotate it by 90 degrees. Just to be clear here, this rotated is a rotation of the distance. It's not actually a new position. Instead, this rotated is the offset from the pivot position, and then with the rotated, we get the new position. This would be roughly here. So to get this new position, basically all we have to do is create a new variable, and we want to get the pivot position, and to that we want to add the rotated vector. That way, this would be the new position after we have the rotation. And that we want to return. So return new position. I hope the math here makes a reasonable amount of sense. You could simplify it quite a bit, but in my case, I'm not too concerned. Maybe we do it at the end of this video. But for now, we have the new block positions. What we have to do next is to actually implement them, which means I want for block in self.blocks. And basically, I want to get each block and then update the position. And the new position I'm getting from new blocks positions. Although we now have to pick every single entry. This new block positions have 4 items inside of it, the same amount we have in self.blocks. But right now, Python doesn't know how to connect them. And I want to simply connect them via their index. For that, I will need each index of the blocks. This, once again, I get via enumerate, so for IAM block in enumerate self.blocks. And then each new block I get via that index. With that, each new block will get a new position, and that should be all we need. If I now run this again, I can rotate the pieces. And this is also going to work with the other pieces. This is looking pretty good. And collisions also work just fine. So I am quite happy with that. However, there's going to be one issue, and I hope I can visualize this. Basically, if we're all the way on the right, then we can cause an error if we are rotating outside of the field. The main issue is that after we have a rotation, we have to add number 3, a collision check. And this has to happen before we do number 4, and that would be implement new positions. Basically, For the collision check, we want to check for pos in new block positions. And there are 3 checks that we have to do. Number 1, we have to do a horizontal check. Number 2, we have to do a field check. And finally, we want to do a vertical, or I guess this could be a floor check. And just to be clear, a field check is a collision with other pieces. Let's do the horizontal one together. I want to check if the position.x is smaller than 0 or position.x is greater or equal than the columns. If that is the case, I want to return. And return would end the entire method. That way, nothing that comes afterwards would be run. With that, I can run main.py again. And now this might not be the best piece. Let's try, okay, this is an O shape. Let's try the next piece. Okay, I am getting a lot of Z and S shapes. I'm not sure what's happening here. But now you can see all the way on the right, I cannot rotate the piece anymore. And that is because of this return statement. Next up then, we have to do a field check and a vertical check. Both of those are going to be your exercise. I want you guys to finish the collision checks for the rotation. Pause the video now and see how far you get. Alright, back inside of the code, I want to do a field check, which is going to be if self.fieldData, then we need once again a row and a column. If in this particular position we have a block, then I want to run return. All we have to figure out now is the row and the column. And this is quite easy. I want to get int and then pos.y. The same thing we can do for the column. I want to have pos.x. Finally, we have the vertical or the floor check. And this is going to be if pos.y is greater than the amount of rows. And if that is the case, I want to run return once again. All of this isn't the most efficient use of space. You could add all of this into a single if statement, but I think making it like this is much more readable. But let's test all of it. I now have a long I shape, and on the right side I cannot rotate. And if I go on the left, I also cannot rotate, and I got really lucky. Okay, and then next up, I can also not rotate if I am to left or right of an I shape. And I guess I could also try all the way at the bottom. There's also no rotation anymore. So all of this seems to be working just fine. And the randomness of this game is super weird. But, well, that's the nature of randomness. All right, but with that, we have the rotation. Wasn't actually so bad. And I guess this is a bit ugly, so let's refine this. Let me comment it out. And instead, I want to return something right away. What I want to return is going to be the pivot position. And to that, I want to add a new vector, which is going to be self.pos. And from that, I want to subtract the pivot position. This is what we have done up here. That would be the distance. I have put this inside of parentheses because that way I can run rotate right away and apply a 90-degree rotation. If we are then adding those two together, we are getting the same outcome we have done here. And then we are returning all of that. These 4 lines of code could be a single line, and this is still reasonably readable. Let's try. And I can still get a rotation. The collisions also work, so this seems to be pretty good. Let's try one more, and I want to check a collision between pieces, and yep, looks good. We can get rid of these 4 lines, and with that, we have covered another really important bit.